let me get my, ooh. Ooh. Oh. What's up, good people? It's time for another session of that verbal cardio, man. We back. We are back in business. You see the backdrop if you're watching. If you're just listening, you hear the backdrop in the back being quiet. Trust me, if you're just listening, listen to that backdrop. Ho, 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 ho. Did you hear what it just said? We in here. I got my co-host extraordinaire, water, man. Oh, man. Water, agua, H2O. This needs to be everyone's co-host in life. You think Will Smith would have been able to slap Chris Rock if water didn't exist? No. It wouldn't even happen. We wouldn't have been talking about nothing. There's no Jada Pinkett Smith. There's no Will Smith. There's no Chris Rock. There's no Oscars without water. Okay? There's no movies being made without water. You think they're going to be making movies in the desert? You think they would have made Dune if water didn't exist? You think the cast and crew are just going to die of dehydration making Dune without water? Are you kidding me? You think people going to buy fancy dresses and come out and host the Oscars without H2O being in everybody's lives? Are you kidding? No. We have none of this. We have nothing to talk about. If there's no water, we got nothing. So respect water a little bit more, man. Cherish it. Hold it tight. Give it the respect water deserves. Water deserves the utmost respect out here on the streets. Because without water, we're nothing. There's no Instagram. There's no social media. There's no content. There's no money in your account. There's no bank. There are no shoes, no flat tummy tea, no abs, no big booties, no big titties, no small titties, big booty, no flat booty, no flat titties. There's none of that. There's no love handles, no fats, no skinnies, no in-betweens, no thicks, no slenders. None of it. There's nothing. There's no bald heads. There's no dreads. There's no weaves. There's no wigs. There's no naturals. There's no curly. There's no straight. Okay? There's no white, no black, no racism, no Afro-Latina, no blacks. There's none of it. There's no Asians, no Russians, no cows, okay? There's no pit bulls, no Dobermans, no Rottweilers. There's no corduroy. There are no New Balance sneakers. There's no Donald Trump. Okay? There's no Supreme Court judges. There's no historically black colleges. There's no Harvard, no Yale. There's nothing. There's no George Washington. God damn it. Oh, Abraham Lincoln, you can forget it. There's no Andrew Jackson, no Harriet Tubman. None of it. There's no slavery. There's no America. There's no Paris. There's no Italy. I mean, those places will probably be there, but they just wouldn't be named what they're named. Matter of fact, they probably wouldn't even drift. There's no continents anymore. Because why? There's no water. Okay? Respect this. Got the producer extraordinaire over here, Sabrina Sith in the building.
Yeah.
Got Kylis back here on the ones and twos. You know what I'm saying? What's shaking besides the slap heard around the world, man? I already touched on everything on daddy issues, but some other things have come up. What was that Jim Carrey said about the slap?
Oh. I'm glad that you asked.
Because comedians are going to feel a way.
Oh, man.
About the slap. Because we are all vulnerable to being slapped on any given night.
Jim Carrey said, I have nothing against Will Smith. He's done great things. But that was not a good moment. It cast a shadow over everyone's shining moment. It was a selfish moment. He said moment a lot.
Mm. How many times did he say moment
Probably
in that
like
little
26.
piece?
1, 2, 3.
That's a lot.
It's a lot for it was just 2 sentences.
Right.
Yeah.
But he's right, though. It did overshadow, it cast a shadow over the whole event.
Yeah.
Especially those that had awards to receive after the slap. You know what I'm saying? Like after the slap, Cottless. After the slap, it's tough because the slap just slapped everything else off the table. So it's like, oh snap, man, what's going on? So he's right. He's right. It did overshadow everything.
Yeah, like
I don't think it was. I don't think it was intentionally selfish. You know, I don't think it was planned out on Will's behalf. I think it was a spur of the moment type of thing. You know, I don't think he intended to let me overshadow everybody, and he made a bad decision.
Yeah. But he looked good.
Yeah, I mean,
He
had
looked
the suit on. He walked in there. He walked into that slap with purpose, confidence, and went right back to his seat. And even after the slap, his face was pretty like,
It was very calm. The
Yeah.
walk away, he was fixing his suit. Like,
Yeah.
I did that.
he was calm.
I got to give it to him. Everything about his body language was crisp.
Yeah. The slap was crisp. The
Yeah.
follow through.
Yeah.
To bring up the other hand for the defensive block, just in case there is a responsive reaction from
Yup.
Chris. He already had that in place. The hand was extended.
Yeah.
Crisp hand.
Yes.
Follow through. It was so clean. Like when I first saw it looked like it didn't connect. And then when I saw the slow-mo, I was like, oh, it connected.
Oh, it connected.
It connected.
It
It was
connected.
internet connection, Spectrum, Verizon, AT&T. It was, who else connects? I can't think of no other.
Bright House. That's in Florida.
Oh.
I only know that because my mom.
Bright House connection. Charter connections. Connect Four.
Connect Four.
God, so yeah, connect.
Yeah.
Connecting flights,
Yeah.
whether it be Atlanta or Phoenix or, Detroit. The connections was there. Love connection.
Oh, Love Connection.
Love
Good times.
connection. And he sat back down in his seat. And I was just like, man. But the after effects is when it looked like it was real. I'm just tired of people bringing up the August situation.
It's so annoying.
It just doesn't correlate. If you're gonna make an argument, make it make sense.
Yeah, make it in the moment, make it relevant.
Right.
It's like they literally, the only reason we went into more detail about the August thing is because they spoke about it. They already
Right.
spoke about it. They addressed it. They
August
put it all
spilled
out
the
there.
beans.
And then Jada and Will
then
was like,
Jada-
this is what happened.
Yeah.
That's it.
They act like people act like Jada just brought up the August thing out of
Yeah.
nowhere. Like at the red table, somebody was sitting there crying. You know what I did? I hooked up with August. The entanglement, if you will. That's not how it happened. August was running his mouth, and he was like, all right, let's address this.
Yeah.
But they want to act like she's just trying to make Will look dumb at any given moment,
Yeah.
when that wasn't even the case. And Will already knew about the
Yeah.
August situation.
Apparently they weren't even really together, but even though they have an open marriage, but apparently they were still they were kind of on a break during
Yeah.
that moment. And it's like, yo, whatever works for them. Just because you're like, I'm not used to this.
Right.
Let it happen. Let them do what they do.
Right. Because it's their relationship.
It
and they
is their
sharing it with
relationship.
us, which they have a right to do.
Yeah.
But, go easy.
Right. And there's so
Because
many
we be giving men so many passes.
This is
And y'all gonna be
facts.
like, Tony simping again. But it's facts, though. Like, y'all know me. I give credit where credit is due. And I call it out when I see it. And men get cheating passes all the time.
all day.
All day long, we get passes for cheating. All day.
That's what men are gonna
I
do.
mean, it's just what we do. How
It's
can
in-
you not love us?
Yeah, it's in men's nature. You gotta, spread your seed around. That's what men do. It's in your DNA.
So it's like we always get the pass. And the women be sitting up here next to us when we done cheated on them, and they sitting on the side, taking it. Taking it. But when it's on the other side, when it's a woman, men can't handle that.
Nah.
Men cannot handle it. But women are supposed to just take it, eat it, hold it, cherish it. Woman up, titty up,
Titty up
take it. So I don't think that's fair.
at all.
And I never did. You know what I mean? People cheat. I know women cheat. I lost my virginity to a cheating woman. People cheat, not just men. Women do it too. So you got to realize that and stuff like that, it doesn't make Will less of a man.
Mm-mm.
Anybody can get it, bruh. Anybody could get cheated on. You think it's some UFC fighters out here that ain't been cheated on? Think again. Not that I hooked up with any of their women. I'm just saying.
They looking for
They've
you.
been cheated on. That don't make you less of a man. That don't mean you ain't got hands. That don't mean you can't provide for your family. Well, let's just lose that narrative and that visual. Sick of it, man. Dudes, y'all be getting on my nerves in the comment section, man. Y'all be looking real soft and hiding it under some kind of tough manliness but y'all look weaker by how you respond to certain shit. I'll be watching y'all, man. I'll be watching. And y'all ain't as tough as y'all claim to be. Mm-hmm. And I'm not even talking hands. I'm not even talking physical. I'm talking about personality, your soul, your mentality. Y'all looking real soft. And y'all hiding it under this alpha male bullshit.
Oh, God.
And you just look even softer. You just look brick-headed. So it's just like, what are you talking about? Who hurt you and why? Why are you holding on to these things? So, you know.
And sometimes it's not even who hurt you. They'll see somebody else get hurt and be like, that's why. That's why. It's like, bro, what?
That's the name of the game. It's what you signed up for. Mm-hmm. The what you signed up for, patrol. Mm-mm. The what you signed up for, crew. That don't make it any less. That don't mean it's right just because it's a part of the game. Come on, y'all. The nuances. There's layers to everything, man. Mm-hmm. So many different angles. But I guarantee you this. I said this on Daddy Issues, but this is dropping before Daddy Issues. So I wanted to see Jada's face during this. Like we saw Lupita.
Oh, man.
I wanted to see Jada's face during the walk up and the sit back down when Will was like, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. What was Jada's face doing?
Wait, wasn't she in the shot for like a second?
I didn't see her. All I saw was Lupita. If you have the visual, I would like to see it. Okay. But I never saw her face during that exchange. Saw the eye roll. That was it. So I wonder. And I said this on Daddy Issues too. Women instinctually like a man to defend his woman. Women instinctually like that shit. Now, there's some women's like, no, it was wrong. But there's something deep down who's like, man, but I respect that. You see it in Lupita's face. I don't know if you noticed this, Sabrina. Mm-hmm. When Will Smith says, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. That first time, he said it twice. First time he said it, she was like, oh, snap.
She did this, actually.
When he repeated, she started to do the head movements with Will, but she stopped herself. She was like, she did one bob like that, and then she was like, oh, I'm on camera. Let me just sit here. But instinctually, she was like, you heard what he said, and he riding for his wife. So instinctually, as a woman, she was like, she wanted to follow every word he said.
In her head, she was like, period. Period. He
but
said
she was
what he
like,
said.
hold on, let me hold it together. But she did one bob with him. Mm-hmm. Tough. Shout out to Lupita, though. She looked fantastic in the background, being an innocent bystander.
Absolutely. I hit up Melissa, like, how are you breathing in her presence? Because she had her on her story. Oh, wow. And I was like she was close to her. Yeah. And I was like, how are you existing right now? This is too much for me. And I'm just watching the story. Like, she is amazing.
Kev and Melissa was at the Oscars.
That's what we really should be talking about.
Kev and Melissa was at the Oscars. Y'all know Kev is always posting his picture with Will Smith. Mm-hmm. Like, we are friends. And I was like, tell me about what your friend did tonight. To Chris Rock. But Kev and Melissa was at the Oscars. They were there. He said he was outside when it happened, though.
Oh, yeah. I remember when I got home that day, and you're like, take a look at this.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what you were going to show me.
Right.
Because I guess I was driving when it happened, and I'm listening to music. I'm not listening to nothing. I'm not tapped in. I'm clearly not scrolling.
Right.
So when you showed me that, I was like, what am I looking at?
Yeah.
What the hell is this?
That was crazy, man.
It didn't register at first. I was like, what am I looking at?
Yeah.
Will just did what? I feel like that was a lot of people, though. Because a lot of people posted immediately, like, what just happened?
The shock. It was just like, wait a minute.
Willard motherfucking Smith.
That was definitely Willard. Willard all day.
Man.
But shout out to Chris Rock for keeping it together, keeping the show rolling, being a professional, and holding it together.
And not even rubbing his face. He didn't touch it.
He didn't touch his face.
Nothing.
He was just
He had
the
his
consummate professional.
And then when he said, I won't, after he said, keep my wife's name.
He's like, I won't. Then he said, boy, that was his moment where he was pissed right there. After he said, I won't, and then he said, boy. And then he looked to the side, and then he was like, well.
And then he did kind of fumble. He fumbled right after, right? He always cuts off.
Oh, yeah, it cuts off after, he said, oh, this is the greatest night of television.
No, he went to go.
And then after that, I haven't seen it.
So he went to go talk about the award he was up there to present. Yeah. But he fumbled that part, and then he corrected himself. And then when he corrected himself, he gets like 3 words out, and then it cuts off. I need to watch the whole thing.
Wow.
But I just remember he was like, you could just tell he was trying to get his thoughts together. He was like, oh, what the hell just
That's
happened?
a lot.
It's a lot to process.
After the slap, I would have been like, all right, so the Grammy for best Southern style chicken documentary sauce goes to the Doberman Pinscher and the Cats. What? I can't get my thoughts together. Excuse me, I got slapped.
Yo, think about this. Think about the perspective, right? You're Chris Rock. You're focused on Will Smith walking up to you.
Right.
The focus is there. All you see is Will Smith, and you're like, oh, my buddy Will.
He was laughing too.
Will Smith is coming.
Here we go.
And then smacked, right?
Smack, yeah.
And then comes to looking at Will Smith walk away.
Yeah.
And then he has to refocus on the rest of the fucking room.
Right.
That's a lot of people.
That's a lot, man.
That's a lot of people to be like, yo, that really happened?
Yeah.
And all these people are... The energy shift?
Yeah.
All those people? Hell nah, son.
That's wild.
I'm out of here. I am...
That is wild business.
I'll be like, all right, y'all, I don't know what I'm here for.
And to maintain and to stand in one spot?
Bro.
I'd have kicked Will in his back.
Oh, yeah.
300 style.
Yeah.
I'd have gave him the full Sparta kick right in his... My dress shoe would have been in his spine. Tough. I probably would have doubled up the kick. I probably would have kicked both feet on the kick.
Right there. Boom.
I'd have been like, huh. And I'd have got up, got the little paperwork, and the Academy Award for Best Documentary. I would have been back on track because I got him back with the kick.
You got it off your chest.
I would have needed to get that kick in, and then boom, Best Documentary. Wait a minute. Was he presenting the award that Questlove ended up winning?
Oh my God. Hold on.
Was that the award Chris was presenting? Let me know in the chat's worth. No.
Get the... Oh.
No. So Questlove had to follow that.
Aw.
From his own Philly neighbor.
I know. It was Philly energy up there.
It was Philly energy. Will Smith ruined Questlove's big moment. Man.
But yo, shout out to Questlove. We love him.
Oh man.
We are so happy for him. He literally deserves the world. He seems so like...
Oh man, I love Questlove.
Man, he seems great. We need to get Questlove on verbal cardio.
If I had to shave all the people I follow, if I had to shave off, I only got 50 people left. Questlove is in that 50.
Yeah.
He might even be in the 30 or the 20. But he definitely gonna be one of the last people standing on my follower list.
Yeah.
Just because I love it when he posts about musical things, because he really goes in depth in what he writes, and it's just like, man, that's a great story. And I love the fact that some of my favorite musicians are winning Oscars. You know, John Legend has an Oscar, Common has an Oscar, and now Questlove is an Academy Award winner, and he also happens to be a part of one of my favorite groups in music, The Roots.
And the
So
Roots
this is,
are-
and I've been listening to The Roots heavy since '94. So this is just fantastic. But I just hate the fact that it was a slap right before his big moment. But he still has the Oscar. It's still at his home. It doesn't take anything away from that. And now, you know, people are aware of the Summer of Soul documentary, which is what he won for because he directed it. So, man.
Yeah.
Questlove be in my comments on occasion, too. He's great. Even if he never was, even if he never followed me.
Right.
The love for Questlove, Black Thought, and The Roots is,
Through the roof.
you know what I'm saying? They can unfollow me. They can block me. I'm going to still follow them. I'm going to still buy the music. I'm still tapping in. I don't be getting personal when it comes to certain people. Like when when the Anita Baker fiasco happened and I was blocked by Anita Baker, I still listen to Rapture. I didn't even flinch. They was like, nah, man. I was like, nope. I still love Anita Baker. My love is here to stay. She can slap me at the Oscars. I'm still be like,
I'm going to let her have it.
I won't be neglected. I won't be denied the pleasure of your slaps, the pleasure of your smile. Yeah, man. All I need is one more. I need Nas to follow me, and then I'm complete.
Yeah, then that's it.
With Sade.
Oh, no, Sade, she needs to...
But she since she's not on social media, I'll be looking at Nas. He be posting. Nas, because Common, I get Common, The Roots, Big Boy, which I'll take that as the Andre low key, so it's an Outkast follow.
Yep.
And then Nas is the final piece, and I'm good.
I be watching Sade's son's post, just looking for a glimpse. Like, oh.
Do he be posting his mom?
Yeah. That's cool as hell.
So dope. She only got one child.
Yeah. He just got married too.
Oh.
Not too long ago. Yeah.
I wonder if she was at the wedding. You think she was at the wedding?
Apparently they really like each other. I'm nosy.
Man,
When it comes to stuff like that, I'm like, oh, what y'all up to? Oh, like you're Sade's child.
right.
I'm looking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang, man. Sade, you know what makes Sade so dope? Is the mystique of Sade. She never overexposed herself. Like Sade hit the scene in '85, I feel like was the debut album. Wait, let me go. Let me give y'all the timeline accurately before I fumble up. So '85, I feel like was Sade's debut with Diamond Life, right? And then she came out with an album shortly thereafter. She didn't wait too long. All right, here we go. So 84. So Diamond Life came out in '84, right? Promise in '85, Stronger Than Pride in '88, Love Deluxe in '92. Then she took a big gap and hit us with the Lovers Rock in 2000. And she took another big gap. She gave us a decade of just drought. Came back with Soldier Love. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She got 6 albums from 1984 to 2010. 6 albums. So she be starving us out here. She be like, nah, y'all gonna wait. She came in hot initially. Diamond Life and Promise was back to back. She was like, yeah, this and this. We like, oh man, we're gonna get an album annually from Sade, man. She coming with the annuals. It's tax time and it's Sade time. We can count on it. Then she was like, nah, you know what I'm saying? Wait a couple years after this. Then she hit us with the Stronger Than Pride. I was like, oh, okay. So, you know. And then she waited. She made us wait 4 more years. And boom. Love Deluxe on You Hoes. And then bow, you know what I'm saying? Then she started drying us the hell out. But she's my favorite. But I know she ain't on Instagram, so I won't be. But Nas is right there in my face, posting away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
I feel it.
It's coming.
I'm going to get under Nas's radar somehow, and it's going to be like, because Hit Boy is in. Me and Hit Boy follow each other.
This is true.
We all in. Soon as Hit Boy be like, hey, man, Nas, look at this right here. And it's a cat slapping something. He was like, that's funny, man. That's real funny, man. It reminds me of growing up in Queens. You know, we used to see cats all the time slapping each other. You know, my younger brother Jungle, you know, my mom's, you know, my pops was gone, so we just watch cats, you know, outside slap box in Queensbridge. You know, and then next thing you know, it was just like, yeah, you know. And then I had my first child, you know, Destiny, and then, you know, we came through, and then me and Khalees, and we used to just talk about cats all day, you know, and wonder what they was thinking. You know, we had a little dust up with Jay, and the whole time I was like, man, what if I was a cat and I slapped Jay? You know, I had to do that. I had to ether him, you know what I mean? So let's go to Africa. You know what I mean? So then I saw Tony Baker's video, so I was like, let me follow him.
Oh.
And then boom, here we are.
Full circle.
It's full circle, you know what I'm saying? Life's a bitch.
This is true.
And then you die. But that's just my New York state of mind. You know what I'm saying? Word up.
Word is born.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? All day.
Nas is Batman.
What if Nas was Batman this whole time? Word, sir. Word, sir.
I did watch, to bring it back, I did watch the video of Chris Rock finishing his sentence.
Okay.
Questlove walking up and dapping up Will Smith and then going on stage and receiving his award.
Oh, wow. Philly.
But to be fair, Will made sure he got the dap up. He's like, we Philly.
Yeah.
You gonna dap me up. Like, here, I'm gonna give you just
Let me see that dap up, man. Cue up the dap.
The dap. Shout out to Dapper.
Oh, yeah, he caught him.
You see it, right?
Yeah. And Chris Rock and Questlove are friends.
Yep. They all friends, man.
Yeah, they all. Man, Chris was still up there.
Tough. I wish we could hear it, but
I feel bad for Chris though. Like, just the embarrassment of the moment and the incident. You know what I mean? It's a lot. So I'm just like, man, and to still be up there and to just be standing around and, you know, handing out Oscars and stuff like that. It's like, whoo, yeah.
Aren't you embarrassed?
But
I always think of
Sebastian.
you.
Aren't you embarrassed?
I think of you repeating that over and over.
But you know what? There's a part of me where, because I'm still mad about a certain thing Chris Rock did.
Oh, yes.
In the previous video.
Yes.
Out of respect for, you know, his family, I don't like to post or talk about publicly, but it's a public video out there where I was mad at Chris. And a part of me is like, yeah. But a part of me is like, but nah. You know, so Louis C.K. was involved, Ricky Gervais. So, you know, it was that moment where I was just like, I was pissed. So, but that's all I'm going to say on that. I know people have been digging that video up, but I'm going to just say shout out to Jerome Seinfeld.
Man, shout out to Jerome Seinfeld. We love him.
Shout out to Jerome Seinfeld in that moment.
Yes. If you are curious as to what Tony is speaking of, you can literally Google or go on YouTube and type in all those names he just mentioned.
Yeah.
And figure it out.
Because I don't, I don't like to really take it there because I am a comedian. I work with comedians, and I consider Tony Rock, who's Chris Rock's brother, a friend in the game at least. We're not the best of friends, but I respect Tony Rock, and I respect him as a man and as a comedian, and part of that extends to his family. So, even though Chris Rock is a huge celebrity, one of the biggest comedians in the world, I still like to honor the fact that, that's Tony's brother. So I try to keep that in mind and not really, go overboard with what I'm talking about. I do have a filter. I do have some type of filter when it's connected to something like that, because I do value family and respect family. So, I try not to go in too tough out of respect for, Tony Rock and his family. So I'll say that. But
Yeah.
Man.
On a lighter note, on a happier note, Sam Jackson finally gets his Oscar in from Denzel.
They gave him the tribute Oscar.
Yeah.
Yes. He deserves it, man.
He's been over 100. How many movies?
His IMDb credit list.
It's so
Let
long.
me dig it up. Let me show you how extensive Samuel L. Jackson is.
Man.
Do I think what counts? G. Lowry. G. Lowry asked me, do you think that counts? Samuel L. Oh, do I think that Oscar counts? Not really. It's not the same, in my opinion. It's dope that you get an honoree Oscar, but it don't hit the same as winning an Oscar for a specific piece. I feel like it's the honorary, like when they make somebody an honorary graduate or honorary, member of a fraternity or sorority. It's just not the same. Like I don't know, it's just not the same. But it's a little bit different than that because, they are rewarding him for his work, throughout everything. But it just don't hit the same. But let me see. Sam Jackson. Wait, why are they bringing up? There's a show called Samuel L. Jackson. Spike got an honorary too. Yeah, I remember his honorary, but wait, Spike Lee, didn't he get an Oscar for doing the screenplay for Black Klansman? Didn't he get that?
Let me see.
I thought he got one for that. So on IMDb, Samuel Jackson has 197 acting credits.
190. This man does not say no.
197 acting credits, 11 producer credits, 415 credits as himself. 197 credits.
Man.
Check this out.
I really wonder if it's like a thing for him where he's just like, yeah, I'll do it.
He just really, he loves to work. Some people just love to work.
Yeah.
And they
but
just
197, that's, man. And nothing's overlapping. Like, you got time for all of that?
Right.
Right. If you pay him, he'll do it.
I have 37 credits.
And Spike Lee did win for
Black Klansman?
Best Adapted Screenplay.
Oh, that counts.
2019.
That counts for Spike, man. I have 37 credits. Chris Tucker. I think I had more credits than Chris Tucker. Mind you, my credits are not hard-hitting, but at all. Chris Tucker has 23 credits. 23. Chris Tucker was like, I don't need to shoot anything. I don't need this. And some of those credits are like music videos. If you just count Chris Tucker's movie roles, he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. He has 13 movie credits. 13. Chris Tucker was like, I ain't filming shit. I ain't filming a damn thing. 13 credits since the 90s. 13? He's like, look, I ain't filming a damn thing.
I looked up when did Samuel L. Jackson start acting, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it says 24, but it says we often forget that before exploding into the public consciousness in 1994, aged 45, as Pulp Fiction's fire and brimstone spewing hitman Jules, that Jackson was a well-regarded New York stage actor.
Yep.
So he
does this.
Yeah, he's been around.
And even before, like when you watch movies pre Pulp Fiction, you realize that this dude's been out here. Before Pulp Fiction, he was in Loaded Weapon. He was in Amos and Andrew. He was in Coming to America. He was in School Days. He was in Jungle Fever. He was in Goodfellas. He was in White Sands. He was around. He was steadily working. He was in Juice. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He was in Menace to Society.
Fresh.
Oh God.
I love Fresh.
And that was the same year as Pulp Fiction. He's just always, and I just think this is who he is. He works. I act. This is what I do, and boom, work ethic. And I feel like when you truly do what you love to do, you're just gonna continue to do it.
He had his first role 1 year after receiving his degree from Morehouse College. He made his film debut in the political drama Together for Days.
Together for Days, man.
Man.
Wow. Oh, he was in Do the Right Thing? Wow. He wasn't Do the Right Thing. He was the radio man.
Mm-hmm.
This dude is legendary, man.
He's probably in so many things we don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if we find out later he was in Warriors.
Right.
Everybody was in Warriors.
Everybody was in there. I'm sure he was there.
He was snuck in.
In New York, too?
Yeah.
All those extras?
Let me get in here.
Like, what were you doing when they were filming The Warriors?
I was there.
I would love to interview him.
Man.
He deserved that honorary Oscar.
Mm-hmm.
Just for blood, sweat, and tears in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And I was wondering why all the Pulp Fiction crew was around the Oscars this time. Because when Will Smith wins, you see John Travolta's up there, Uma Thurman, Quentin Tarantino was sitting around. So I was like, were they there for Sam? But that's incredible, man.
Man.
Do you think if you was an actor, would you say no?
If I had the opportunity to say yes every time, I'd probably say yes.
Yeah, people just come to you with scripts.
Knowing me, I'd be like, yeah, I can do it.
Okay.
And then later on, I'd be like, damn it, I double booked. I'm sorry. But let's try to figure it out. Because I do that now when people ask me to do stuff. I'm like, oh, money? Yeah, I'll do it.
So you could see yourself with 102 credits.
Yeah, I could do that. That'd be so much fun.
And you don't be watching your stuff either. You just shoot it and then walk away.
To this day, I don't watch half of the stuff. Mm-hmm. I did watch that one thing that I did, with the killer. What's it called? I don't even know the name, but I watched it
really
back.
Dedicated to the project.
I watched it back and I was like, I like this. This is pretty good. I did my thing.
Dedication.
Yeah, I definitely would. And he did some fun stuff, and he's memorable, and he gets to play himself. Especially if I get to play myself.
Yeah.
If I get to be me,
they want you to be you in this role.
Every scene that I'm in, I'm like, what's good? Mm-hmm. No matter, it'll be slave movie. What's good, y'all? What we doing? Where we at with it? Where we at with it, y'all?
Like, whoa. It didn't even match the time zone.
I'm inside cleaning the house, but you're Massa, what up?
What's good?
What's good?
Yeah. Shout out to Sam Jack, though, man.
Mm-hmm.
Much deserved, for sure.
Yeah.
For damn sure.
Man, if he died and never got one,
yeah,
that, you know what I mean?
And he looks great for his age.
'Cause he looks the same.
He's 72, 73.
He froze. He
Looking
just
like
froze in
that.
time.
Dang, man. He be drinking water.
Oh, he be drinking.
I want to know what his day-to-day is.
He was vegan for a while. I don't know if he's still vegan, but he has. If you look it up on YouTube, Sam Jackson vegan. He like talks about it in depth about being vegan and stuff.
I want to interview him. Let's get him on verbal cardio.
I got you.
His bestie is Judge Judy. I'm not a Judge Judy fan.
What?
I'm not a Judge Judy.
Yeah.
She be so mean.
Yeah.
She too mean for me, man.
Yo, Frozone is definitely a great.
Yo, Frozone.
Definitely Where is my super?
Man, I forgot about Frozone. Great career, man.
A man.
That's the career.
He did what had to be done.
Hell yeah.
And we don't like. Is there any controversy? Like true, and that's another thing about him. His personality is that like it has to be really bad, in order for us to be like, oh, I can't believe Sam Jackson did this. Right. I feel like for most people, it's like, oh yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, right.
Oh, he did that. Oh yeah, I could. I'm not surprised.
Yeah, shouldn't have pissed him off. Goddamn it. Right. Shouldn't have pissed him off. How about that?
And he's getting Marvel checks.
Oh my God. Don't even get me started.
He's getting Marvel checks. And he be in the movies for 5 minutes.
5 minutes just walking up. Hey, what's going on? I need y'all for this. All right.
All right. And his voice be coming in sometimes. Yep. He could be at home shooting that.
Yep.
Like, hey, Sam, we need you to call Captain Marvel for a scene.
He did heavy lifting in Captain Marvel and Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Because he was in those movies a lot. He had action scenes in those. But other than that, damn, man.
He barely has to leave his house.
Endgame, he just showed up for the funeral and stood on the porch.
Didn't even say a line.
Just come in and stand on the porch.
Look sad.
I wonder what his salary was just for the stand on the porch.
Oh, man.
Like, I'm sure it wasn't nothing too crazy because they had such a big cast in there, but all right, you gonna walk out and stand on the porch.
He was in Jurassic Park?
Yes.
He's in so many good. This is why I would not say no.
Yeah.
Because you don't know whatever's like. These are classic movies. Mm-hmm. He's in classic Die Hard. He's in classic films.
He wasn't Die Hard with a Vengeance. This was because once he was in all these movies before, but once he got Pulp Fiction and he got an Oscar nomination for it, that's when it was like, yo, Sam Jackson. Now he's above the title.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even though I think he was above the title for Amos and Andrew, he was also Mace Windu.
He was Mace. He's Star Wars money. Mace Windu. He's
a Jedi.
Jedi.
He's a goddamn Jedi, man.
That's insane. He's Coming to America. Classic. He's just in so many classic
This films. Is wild business, man. They got questions over here in the joint. All right.
Oh, yes.
Kiyomi asks, what are some fandoms that you're a part of? For example, I'm a Potterhead, and I also love Star Wars. Marvel, I'm a Marvel head.
No, yeah, you're definitely a Marvel
I'm
fandom.
Marvel McGee.
Because you are beyond the movies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I grew up with Marvel.
Yeah, so
I grew up on it.
Like you read the books and you know in depth and you know like if the movie
trading cards.
Yeah, if the movie goes one way, you know the other way that they went in like originally. You have action figures.
I
do.
You
know what I mean? So you're legit.
Yep. I grew up with Marvel heavy. My oldest brother Khalil collected comic books, so I would just always read his comics and just be like, man, this is it right here. And so I remember the first time I got Marvel action figures was they had these Secret Wars toys, and one Christmas I'll never forget it. They got me 8 of them in one Christmas. So it was so I got 4 good guys and 4 bad guys. Shout out to my mom. She got me Daredevil, the black costume Spider-Man. So I had the Spider-Man in the symbiote suit. Because Secret Wars is where he first got that suit in the comic books. So Daredevil, Spider-Man in the symbiote costume, Captain America, and Wolverine. And on the villain side, I had Kang, Magneto, Dr. Octopus, and Dr. Doom. So I had 4 heroes and 4 villains. I was like, this is the ultimate Christmas. And so I lost my Spider-Man outside. I was playing with my toys outside, 36th Street, Chicago, Illinois. I went back to this location a couple years ago to see if Spider-Man was still in there. So I was playing with my Spider-Man. I think that Spider-Man's still there. He has to still be there. I don't see why, because they still have that little. Okay, so in the townhouse complex I lived in, when you come out the back door, there's a parking lot. And on the other side of the parking lot, there's some trees there. And at the base of the trees is like the little, at the base of the trees, they'll have like I don't know if it's mulch or type of.
Yeah.
It's not just soil. It's like the chips and the pieces in there, the wooden chips and pieces or whatever that is, the foundation. So I remember one time I was playing with my toys outside, and Spider-Man was getting beat down into the. They was beating him down into the soil or whatever, and so I was never able to find him. When I beat him down into the soil, I was like, man, I lost him. So I was looking for him for days after that, but I couldn't find him. And then we ended up moving from there, whatever. So I lost that Spider-Man in that soil. But I think it's still there, because who else would be playing in there? And if those trees are still there, which I think they were last time I went in 2017, I think Spider-Man's still there. Matter of fact, when we go to Chicago, I might pull up and do some digging.
Oh, let's go.
Cause if he is still there, he's been in that since the 80s. So I don't know what he would look like. I don't know. But
it's gonna be like a scene from Jurassic Park when they're digging up bones
yeah,
and stuff.
archaeology. I got the little brush. I got my little satchel, archaeological tools. Take a look at this.
They sell those at Toys R Us.
And you got to excavate.
Yep.
Something that'll, hit you with the terms out here in the archaeological streets.
Look at you.
But I remember those toys. I can smell them. I remember the smell of these action figures. Shout out to Sandy Baker for giving me a great Christmas that time. So Marvel, comic books in general, I like DC a lot too. So I'm a comic book head. Big fan of. I consider myself a big fan of hip hop, classic golden era hip hop. Beyond that, 90s hip hop. I'm a movie nerd in general. I love movies. I can talk movies all day. I know box office grosses just because. Like this weekend, #1 movie in the country was the Sandra Bullock and Channing Tatum movie.
Oh yeah.
I can't think of the name of it right now, but that's the #1 movie at the box office. Made over $30 million domestically. That's the highest gross for a female-led comedy in a while. Lost City. So now we in that Romance in the Stone, Jewel of the Nile type adventure, jungle, romance, jungle adventure. Brad Pitt is in there as well. So that's #1. #2 is The Batman, and that made about 20 million or so this weekend. This is just stuff I know, man. I just check. Every week, I check the box office results.
And it's not even that you just check. You store it.
Yeah, I'll be like...
Stored. Yeah.
Programmed.
Forever.
The Michelle Yeoh movie that's in super limited release, it's making a lot of noise in super limited release. It has a super long title. I forget the name of it, but the critics are loving it. But yeah, y'all. Those are the things I'm like super fans of. I'm pretty passionate about the Chicago Bears and the Chicago Bulls. Like when they're playing, I'm all in when they're playing. Like the Bulls and Knicks played yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
and I was all into the game because it got close.
Yeah.
So Sabrina was talking to me. I felt bad because I would be like,
Yeah, no, I felt it though.
and I was like, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying. So the Bulls ended up losing to the Knicks.
Yes, sir.
Whackness. But
sir.
so yeah, so like I'm into my particular teams, Bulls and the Bears. So I'm a fan on that front. I wouldn't consider myself a huge sports head like, Keon and Keenan and, Chaz. They be just throwing out names and colleges and, super nerding out. But I just be on the surface, I just be like, well, my team is this. But I also be paying attention to other teams too. So yeah, that's the fandoms I'm on. I'm also a fan of like astronomy, man.
Oh yeah, you're a science nerd.
Yeah,
You're definitely a science nerd for sure.
That
You
shit
are
be
in
fire.
the Neil deGrasse Tyson fandom.
Yeah,
For sure.
Nova,
Yeah.
the Cosmos. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a fan of that. Like I can watch videos about the universe all day. Like we discovered planets over here, and I'll be like, oh, I'm pulling up.
To the planet.
Yeah,
You know what those planets don't need? Water.
Oh man,
I got you.
they need that water. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they do.
They do?
Yeah.
So every planet that's out there in the universe needs water.
Well, if they want to harbor life.
Oh yeah, that's what I mean. I mean they exist.
Yeah.
That's the only place. If y'all don't want water, go out there.
Yeah.
Don't want to respect it.
But apparently I'm into a lot of things, y'all. As
Yeah.
I sit here and dissect it, I'm into quite a few things. So, is that. Good question, though, Kiyomi.
Yeah, it was really good.
Shout out to Kiyomi, man. I like Kiyomi.
Yeah,
Isaac
Kiyomi's
Gentry.
great.
If you were stuck on a deserted island, what would be the one game console you would take? Good question. So I got one console. One console to rule them all. I'm going to just assume I have games. Because I'm not just going to take the console and I ain't got no games. Then the console is just useless because you just got the console. You ain't got the games. You on the deserted island. You just got the console. You just sitting there. And now you talking to the console like it's Wilson and Castaway, but it's just, you're not getting no games out of it. So I assume I got the games for the console. I want to say Xbox or PlayStation, just on the sheer volume of games and the longevity of the joint.
I imagined you being stuck on a deserted island, but still finding a way to play Call of Duty with us.
Oh yeah.
And be like, Tony, we can go save you. I'm good. I got my
If
console.
I could be on a deserted island with an internet connection,
No, you'd be good.
I'd be good to go. I can still play COD.
I'm sending midnight though.
I'm gonna be more aggressive though. Like if y'all don't show up, I'm like, what y'all doing, man?
I
Like
know.
we have lives, Tony.
Quit your job.
Quit your job, do this, that, and the third. Because all I got is the COD on the deserted island.
Right.
So it would be between a PlayStation and an Xbox. I would probably go just PlayStation for the sheer amount of games, I guess. One of those PSs. It don't matter the number for me. One of the later PSs.
Yes.
So PS4, I guess. So I'll go with that. Atari, man, but the games are so old school, I ain't gonna get no satisfaction in the long run beyond some nostalgia where I'm playing like, oh, it was good to play Pac-Man again, but I'm on a deserted island. I need these games to pop. So, yeah, we'll go with the PS. We'll go with the PS4 on that question. Terrence C. asks, if you haven't talked to somebody since you were kids and they got your number through a mutual friend, would it be better to reconnect through a call or a text? You know me, man. If you don't know me, you will know me, but text me. Text me. Even if it's, let me decipher, like, let's say Leon. I always bring up Leon, my oldest friend. Let's say Leon finds me. initially I'm gonna be like, we're gonna have to text. And then if it's him, yo, Leon, then I'm gonna be like, call me, bro. And then we'll talk. But the initial setup, we texting. We just gonna do the text, man. Just to get the ball rolling, just to get the feet wet, you know. Because after all these years, you might be an over talker. Now I'm stuck on the phone for hours, and you just been talking about yourself, catching me up on your life with no breaks. And now I'm a skeleton on the other end of the phone, withered up, dead and buried with that Spider-Man action figure. So, you know, and I hate being hemmed up. I love you, but let me get off this phone. Please.
I asked the question yesterday. Was that yesterday that I asked the question? And I'm also curious, if you're watching this on YouTube, comment below. If you're watching this live right now, you can just comment right then and there. Are you better at saying goodbye on a hemmed up phone call, or are you better at saying goodbye in person? And me and Tony both said we're better at saying goodbye in person. We're better at being like, I gotta go.
We gotta get the hell out of here.
Yeah, I gotta go. But like getting off the phone, it's like double dutch. You're waiting for your moment to jump in and be like, I'm hanging up.
And you gotta have a good excuse to get off that phone.
Yeah. But in person, it's like your body language can speak for you.
I gotta get the hell out of here. Yeah, you can scramble it up in the body language. They be like, or you can disappear.
That's right. French. What is the French goodbye?
You could disappear. Like, wait, did Tony leave? I've done that.
So have I.
Tony left? What time he leave? My bad. I had to get the hell out of there. And that's all you got to say. But the phone is just you and that person. It's intense.
It's a lot.
It's a whole lot.
Oh, Irish goodbye. That's a
Irish goodbye. Why they call it Irish?
I feel like
that's how the Irish be dipping.
I heard a whole bunch of different.
They just get the hell out of there without saying bye in Ireland.
Yeah.
Ireland. I want to go to Ireland.
I want to go to Ireland too. It looks so green.
Yeah.
It looks good.
Green, some potatoes.
I was watching a video of this dude who went to a restaurant in Ireland, and it's just like you order through the window, and it's like an old pebble stone street.
It's
it was haunted
what
as
you're
fuck.
saying.
It's
so
super haunted.
The ghosts serve you the food. So keep going.
So he brought his own table with him. This was because it was during the pandemic.
Yeah.
And he set up shop on the sidewalk, and they brought him food, and it looked good.
Yeah.
You know, it's potatoes.
Yeah,
you can't go wrong with
potatoes.
Potatoes, man. Shout out to Big Irish J. Just you can't go wrong with it. And then he had a cookie. They gave him a cookie for dessert. Yeah. It looked so soft. It was big. I was like, bro. You could see the heat coming off, steaming.
Soft cookies.
Yeah. I was like, I want to go to Ireland just to watch people eat at this spot. Just watch y'all. Like,
potatoes and soft cookies, man. You can't beat a day like that. Potatoes are just so versatile and so dope.
Potatoes, you can make them into anything. It's just gorgeous.
Man, come on, man.
Gorgeous.
Stall me out, man. Give me a bite.
And there's so many different kinds of potatoes.
So many.
Sweet, purple, ube.
I'm loving sweet potatoes now.
Oh, yeah.
I'm loving them now.
Oh, man. I be cooking them.
Oh, man. I'm hungry, man. We've been talking about food.
Yeah, anyway. We need to shut
up. G. Lowry asks, Tony, you doing a slave movie? I'm kind of slavoried out unless you have the right premise. Like there's a movie with Keke Palmer out right now called Angie. Angie, right? Alice. Where she's a slave that time travels. So she comes out of slavery into like, I think the 70s. That's an interesting premise right there.
Yeah,
like that's something different right there. That's something we haven't seen, and I would like to explore that. If it's a good premise on the slavery tip, I'd be game. But if it's just pure, we just in slavery again, I'm kind of traumatized out on the slavery front. But And I feel bad for that because those stories need to be told. They deserve to be told. And I just feel like they are important. But right now, I just feel like I need a break, unless the premise is like super, super different and dope and kind of interesting. So if it's just pure slave, like another 12 years a slave, nah, I don't think so. But like something like that where a slave fast forwards to 2022 and he got to get acclimated to today's society. That's a great premise.
Mm-hmm.
So something like that, yeah. Something like that, yeah. Envy Talent. Hey, I'm super curious. Would you rather be on Hot Ones or SNL? To be honest with you, I would rather be on Hot Ones. I would rather be on Hot Ones. Now, I assume you mean as a guest, so I would just be a guest on SNL. SNL hasn't been funny to me in a long, long time. Like, they'll have some skits here and there that hit, but overall, I haven't really been feeling SNL for a long time. So, even though I took the opportunity to audition for SNL, and it's a great opportunity to be on there. As far as me being honest about enjoying the show, nah, man, there's too many misses. And so, but Hot Ones, I feel like, one, I would have a great time. Two, I love a challenge like that. I want to see how far I can get with those hot ass sauces, and I probably wouldn't get far because I'm soft in the mouth.
Mm-hmm.
I'm soft in the mouth, Kylis. My mouth is soft.
Me too.
Oh, my mouth is this. If my mouth was represented by a hand, it's this.
When
This
people be
is
like,
just my mouth.
it's not that hot, I'd be like, oh, I can't do it then.
This is big soft.
Soft.
People be like, it ain't even spicy. My nose is running like a faucet.
Mm-hmm.
Nose is bleeding. I'm crying. I'm soft. But I was still going Hot Ones, fully game, and all in on taking the challenges.
Yeah.
And I love the premise of Hot Ones, so definitely for me, Hot Ones. I would love to be on Hot Ones.
And I love his questions because he's like he be knowing stuff.
Yeah.
Like, how the hell did you know that?
It's just great conversation while I'm fighting for my goddamn life.
Yeah.
That's entertaining.
It's so, and
I
then
would
you're
be like-
funny. Yeah.
It's so, and then
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like, the Republicans and Democrats just need to, goddamn, what the fuck am I eating? Just those moments within that, it's a good ass time.
Yeah.
Way better than SNL right now.
Little known fact, they get their vegan wings imported from London, from this
Wow.
place called the Temple of Satan.
They got money.
Yeah, the Temple of Satan. It's like a chicken spot in London.
That better be good for all that.
Yeah, it's actually really popular. That place is like,
Okay.
it's huge.
Because London is not known for food.
Yeah. They have some pretty decent vegan food. There's only one place when I was in London that I was like, I will never come back here. But besides that, everything else was pretty good. Oh, and this other spot I went to, I wouldn't go back, but it wasn't because it wasn't good. It was just spicy.
Okay.
Yeah, everything was spicy.
Well, I don't know if I told you this. I think I did. Oh, yeah, I told you this. But when I was in, y'all may or may not know this. I always finish my food. If I order it, I'm going to finish it. If Sabrina puts it on the plate, I'm going to clean the plate.
That's facts.
So I went to this place in Louisville called Grits, V-Grits or something like that in Louisville, Kentucky. And I ordered the chili. Chili was spicy. I didn't finish it. And it wasn't like crazy spicy, but it was spicy enough for me to fold up. I did not finish my food. And that's Louisville. And for me, that's rare.
Very.
So I was just like, I felt like a punk. I feel soft. I was this. My mouth was flimsy. I had the dog paw mouth, soft. But, it is what it is. I'm proud of who I am. I embrace who I am. I'm soft in the mouth. But I would love to do Hot Ones. And if y'all have a connection on Hot Ones, get me in there. I would love to do it.
That'd be dope.
Kobe McGuire asked me, what's your favorite Samuel L. Jackson movie? Mine is The Negotiator. With everything we just discussed, Samuel L. Jackson's been in 1,000 movies. So this is going to be tough. So I'm going to narrow it down to movies that he was the lead in. Okay, so we taking Coming to America off the table. We taking Small Roles off the table. We just talking about Sam Jackson movies, I assume, Kobe. I don't want to put words in your mouth. Appreciate the respect, Marie. She said we still respect you. So I'm gonna go with Samuel L. Jackson led films, whether he had first or second billing. It's still tough because he has so many movies on his resume that is just hard. Like I want to put East Bayou on there. I want to put I loved Die Hard with a Vengeance. I loved Fresh. I loved damn. I really like A Long Kiss Goodnight. In this moment for right now, just to answer it pretty quickly, I really liked him in Shaft, the first one. I'm gonna just go with Eve's Bayou.
That was gonna be my pick.
Yeah.
Eve's Bayou and Fresh. Those are my top two.
Yeah.
In no order.
Those two movies right there just
amazing.
And if you look at Sam Jackson's performances between Fresh and Eve's Bayou, totally different characters.
A dad in both.
Totally different.
Completely different.
And I was just like, wow, man, that's great range.
Yeah.
Totally different characters.
Totally different.
And yeah, one of those two.
Shout out to Giancarlo too, because he's also in everything.
Phenomenal actor.
Yeah.
Great resume.
He's in that.
Oh yeah.
I was scared of him.
Yeah.
And he wasn't even like aggressively scary.
Nah.
He was just like, yo, I am uncomfortable.
Less is more a lot of the times with these scary guys. A lot of people feel like they got to overdo it. You don't. Less is more. Giancarlo Esposito, man. I'm glad he out here killing it, too.
Oh, he's doing his thing. Look what I found.
Spike Lee has a good eye for talent.
Oh.
Because he has repeatedly worked with some phenomenal actors early in their careers.
Yep.
How he became an usher at Martin Luther King's funeral?
He was in college. He was in college when Martin Luther King passed. He said that he was at the store buying a drink when he heard that he got shot. And he asked somebody, did he die? And the person's like, no, not yet. And then I just found that article, so I didn't read it all, but I read up to there and I was like, that's insane.
Samuel Jackson was an usher at Martin Luther King's funeral.
That's insane.
That's crazy. That's wild, man. That's historical.
That's insane.
To be a part of that?
Yeah.
Wow. But you never think, if he's 72, 73, he was born in the 40s.
He was around.
Wow.
Samuel Jackson was around for Picasso, Elvis, and Martin Luther King. We had that conversation last time.
That's
all
crazy.
three of them.
Malcolm X.
Same time. All alive at the same time. And Malcolm X. And yeah, he was here for.
That's wild.
That's insane. Yeah.
Kelvin Davis, if you could make a TV show based on one of your sketch characters, who would you choose? Benedict Crimwood.
Oh, 100%.
Would be the TV show for me. Benedict Crimwood. I love drug cartel, kingpin movies, documentaries. That's another thing I'm a super fan of too, Kiyomi. Drug cartel, kingpin, documentaries, or fictionalized or based. I don't like to say I'm a fan of it because so many people have really died behind this game. But I'm just super into that lifestyle and that type of shit. I'm all in. I'm super interested. But I would love to do a TV series based on Benedict Crimwood, the drug kingpin that doesn't say a lot. He doesn't do a lot of talking, and he gets the job done. He's my favorite character to portray that I've created. So that answers that. Jerome asks, if you could cameo on 3 artists' project like you did on D Smoke, who would it be? Nas, Common, Sade. Even though I feel like I would bring the property value down on the Sade project because she doesn't be having guests like that. So I'm going to take myself off the Sade joint and I'm going to put myself on the Erykah Badu project.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
That's a great one.
I feel like she would welcome my energy and my spirit and all that and whatever I had to offer. So I'm going to go with Erykah, Nas, Common. Shanna like Hannah. Would you rather do a voiceover work on a cartoon or an animal documentary? I would rather do voiceover work on an animal documentary because I feel like I wouldn't have to do as much with my voice. To be honest with you, I'm very intimidated by the skill level of true voiceover animated actors.
I noticed that.
The way you noticed that with me?
Yeah, because I asked you that once. I was like, would you do something where your voice has to be completely different? And you said, I'd rather not.
Oh, yeah. Because I don't feel like I can change my voice that good, you know. Because these guys that we grew up watching, when you look at the different characters they were within an animated show, you'll be like, wait, that was the same person? Mm-hmm. I don't feel like I can pull that off. I feel like you're always going to know it's me. Even though I can change inflections here and there, you're always going to know it's Tony. That's how I feel anyway. Like if you look at the voiceover things that I've created on social media, you know Gerald is also, Cordell is also, well, actually Cordell and Gerald don't sound anything alike. Never mind. But I'm still intimidated by the voice, the male blanks of the world and like, you know, the Peter Cullens in the game. But for an animal documentary, I could do the shit out of that. So I would love to do it. Talk about tigers and just be like, so the tiger mates, this, that, and the third. Absolutely. And then the final question, this is the last question, then we got to get the hell out of here. Queer Claus asks, do y'all know Sam Jackson was expelled from Morehouse in the 60s for holding admins hostage, including MLK Sr.? Wait, what? What?
Did you know that Samuel Jackson was expelled from Morehouse in the 60s for holding admins hostage, including MLK Sr.?
He held them hostage? Like, at gunpoint?
Let's see.
Is this a John Q move right here? What we talking about? Yeah?
Yeah, in 1969, actor Samuel L. Jackson was expelled from historically black Morehouse College for locking board members in a building for 2 days in protest of the school's curriculum and governance. Included in this group of people who were held hostage was Martin Luther King Jr.'s very own father, Martin Luther King Sr.
Wow.
That's funny. That's
you know
crazy.
what's funny? I never think about Martin Luther King Sr.
Yeah, I mean, he's the junior.
He's clearly been junior. We've always said that junior.
Junior has to be included.
But I never think about senior. And even when you said MLK Sr., I read it, looked at it, absorbed it, had you say it to me, and I'm still just like, it was the Martin Luther King that we know. And no, it was his dad. Wow. Never knew.
And he passed on November 11th, 1984.
Martin Luther King Sr.?
Senior. He was around.
He had to bury his son.
He had to bury his son. He was 84 when he passed.
I didn't know that. I did not know that. Man, his dad was low key.
Yeah.
I never even thought about Martin Luther King Sr. I never knew until this very moment he buried his son.
Like, there's pictures of him that look very 80s. You look them up. It's like, these
Wow.
are crispy ass pictures.
Wow. I think I've seen a picture of him before. I definitely like looked at him. But then I would just forget. That's crazy.
Yeah, because, MLK was young. He was in his 30s
Yeah.
when he passed. So it makes sense. It
Never
makes
even
sense.
thought about it. That's crazy.
Oh, we definitely need a Sam Jackson biopic because there's so much.
Oh, absolutely.
It would be the longest movie
Absolutely.
about
Once
somebody.
he get going in his career.
Oh,
Man. And at the Oscars when they were giving Samuel L. Jackson his honorary, Denzel read off all of the organizations that him and his wife contributed to. And
wow.
Denzel was up there for a long time. That list was long. And he was reading them off that Sam Jackson and his wife, she's an actress too, had been donating to. Crazy long. I was like, wow, that's incredible. Shout out to Samuel L. Jackson, man.
At the end of the day.
You are a legend, sir.
Yes.
Living legend. Your work is appreciated from so many different people.
Mm-hmm.
And his work includes so many different genres of film that it's just crazy. He was in the Saw franchise.
Man. And so was Chris Rock.
So was Chris Rock.
Yeah.
Chris Rock produced that.
The last one.
Yeah.
Right?
I didn't get to see it. I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it either.
I got to watch it. Spiral. I got to watch that. But yeah, man, shout out to Samuel L. Jackson and everybody in between.
Man.
We out of here. I want to thank y'all so much for tuning in to another episode of Verbal Cardio. We'll be back next week. Pull up, spread the word, share it. Share Verbal Cardio, man. I'm trying to grow Verbal Cardio so I can just let it live on its own. But I feel like I still got to really push for Verbal Cardio right now, and I'm tired. So if y'all can help me out with that, it'd be fantastic. Share it with your friends. Shout out to Sabrina holding us down on the production. Shout out to Kylis on the ones and twos. Shout out to my patron saints with the good questions and the good feedback and the good vibes. If you're in Orlando, Florida, I will be there this weekend. If you are in New York City, I will be there the weekend after that. 5 shows in each city. Pull up, get your tickets early. It's going down. I'm getting biscuits in New York. I am so excited about these biscuits.
I'm excited for you.
I am so excited about
I'll
the
be in
biscuits.
New York this weekend and next weekend.
I can't wait. The biscuits in New York.
There's no shows, but you pull up on me.
Man. Anyway, y'all, love y'all so much. I will holler at y'all next time. Thank you for tuning in to another session of that Verbal Cardio.